What's up, internet? How you doing? Hope you're doing fine. Hope you're not being distracted by the things that are only there to distract you from what is really important in life. All this consumerism, all these drugs, all these substances, all these things that make you feel good for a short while, but they leave you distracted after a longer period of consuming them. This video, I make this about silence. When was the last time you ever felt true silence? Like, I mean, not only in the outside, but also on the inside. Because the noise is not only outside of your head, most of it is actually inside of your head. And all this noise is basically meaningless, but it has a purpose. It serves somebody, but it doesn't serve you. All this noise, what is it good for you? How does it help you? It doesn't help you. It keeps you distracted. It keeps you in a constant loop of trying to do something, trying to reach a certain goal, try to be somebody. But all these things, they're basically meaningless. Look at your life. Are you where you wanna be? You gotta be very honest with you here. Like, I found myself in a position. My brain was so full of things. My surroundings, there was constant noise. I had so many projects going on, so many things that I wanted to do, so many people I wanted to meet, so many things I wanted to have. And but in the end, I found out the only thing that I really wanted was peace. Peace of mind. You know? And I'm gonna sit down here because I think it's a beautiful place here. Look at this. With the moss on the stones and the wood and all the silence here. It's just beautiful. So I'm gonna sit down here for a couple of minutes, enjoy the silence, and just speak to you about what's really important. And I think we're all the same. Deep inside of our hearts, everybody wants peace, don't we? Don't you agree with that? Don't you want peace yourself? Don't you want to be liberated by all the pain, all the anxiety, all the stress, all the trauma, all the desires? Don't you want all that just to be gone and just to be in peace. I think that's a basic human desire to have that, to have internal peace. And I feel like me personally, I'm getting closer to that because I'm getting closer to God. And I'm asking Him what my plan is. What His plan is actually, what His plan is for my life. And I feel like He's showing me this. Peace. That's His plan for my life. And also for your life. Peace and love and relief and healing. You know, I wasn't religious my whole life. I grew up Christian, like a pseudo-Christian in the Western world. I was raised by hypocrites. They were all claiming to be Christian, but every one of them was sinning basically all the time. Swearing, gossiping, adultery, like alcohol, drugs, cigarettes, poisoning yourself with food and drinks and radiation and entertainment, like swearing and all kinds of things they did, which made me go away from Christianity and move away from Christianity and God and Jesus. But as I moved here to Romania, I met a family. They came into my life just like that. Just like everything happens. Just like that. And I got a phone call actually. And the guy, he said, I didn't know him before. He came into my life out of nowhere. And the first thing he asked me on the phone, "Hi, do you believe in Jesus?" And I was like, oh, I wanted to keep the conversation going, so instantly I just said, "Yes, I do." And that opened the door to a whole new process of learning that I got into after that. Because I didn't know about Jesus very much. I knew about Christmas and Easter and all these other celebrations that we also used to celebrate when I was a kid. And also I knew that He was hung up on the cross and that He was raised from the dead, and all these stories I knew, but I didn't know the message of the Gospels, and that it was actually good news. So that guy, he came into my life, and he was talking about the news that we are confronted with all the time, the breaking news. And that's what he said, they are breaking news because they're breaking you. And then he said there's actually good news out there. And I was curious, and he said, yeah, the good news is Jesus. Jesus Christ is the good news. And I was very skeptical. Because I was agnostic all the time. That means I didn't believe in God, but I did not believe that He did not exist either. So I was very much like, yeah, whatever. Can be this, can be that. Who can prove anything? So in the end, to keep the story short, it was opening up a way for me to get closer to God and to reflect on my behavior and reflect on the things that I'm that I was doing constantly, and made me turn away, made me realize what was actually harmful to me and others around me. And that were most of the things I was doing were actually harmful. So at a point I decided to turn away from these things. Just like Jesus said to the woman that was about to be stoned to death. After everybody left the place, Jesus said to her, "Go out and sin no more, and you'll be forgiven." So apparently she committed adultery, and Jesus said to her, "You're forgiven of all of your sins. Just don't do them anymore, and you'll be good." And yeah, I'm kind of on the same path now, trying to avoid the things that are harmful to me and others, and it feels very good. And it's not like I'm lacking anything. It's not like I'm lacking any happiness or any joy. Actually, the opposite is the truth. The cleaner I get, the better I feel, the more sharp my mind is, and the easier it gets. Also, every day it gets easier to walk this route. That it looked so difficult to me, you know. Like I was thinking I would never stop smoking weed. I was so in love with it. I loved it. Man, I was smoking all the time. I loved it. And even right now, if you give me like a beautiful bud of marijuana, I would smell it like with a passion. But I would not smoke it. Because I know how it affects me in the long term. And I would get hooked on it, and I would spend a lot of money, and I would just do it all the time. I would have to hide it from my children because I don't want them to know and to see me smoking, and it's difficult to be in two different states of mind before them. Like they see me sober and then they see me high, and they are wondering. They are smart. They see it, and I cannot even lie to them anymore because they're like me. When I was 9 years old, I remember the adults, they couldn't lie to me. I was seeing right through them. And it's the same with my children. I cannot even lie to them. So I would have to tell them the truth. And I did also tell them occasionally parts of the truth. I told them, yeah, I smoke a different kind of tobacco. It's the green tobacco. And they were like accepting it. But you know, the older they get, they will eventually find out, and they will find out, oh, Daddy was tricking us all the time. And what does that lead to when they find out that you've basically been lying to them? Anyways, yeah, it's much easier to just be honest about everything and just not make such a big thing out of it. So, and just if you're walking the narrow path, which I call it, and this is also from the Bible, from Matthew. If you're walking that narrow path, there's nothing you have to hide actually. You can just be truthful about everything you do, everything you say. You don't have to wiggle around. I don't know how to say it, but you can just be straight up with everything. And that's actually what I like to be like, what I want to be like. You know, upright and truthful. You know. Yeah, that's my input for today. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're walking the narrow path. The path that's better for you, better for the people around you, better for your future, better for your health, better for your mental stability. Yeah, it seems to be hard in the beginning. But trust me, I've been on the broad way the whole time. occasionally walking a little bit on the narrow path, but now I'm fully committed. I don't want to go back because I know it. I know what it's like. I've seen it all. For real. There's nothing I'm missing. I don't miss the girls, I don't miss the parties, I don't miss the drugs, I don't miss the alcohol, I don't miss the gambling, I don't miss the gaming. I don't miss any of that because I changed it all to have peace. And that's the one thing that I wanted to have all the time. That's why why are you masturbating, drinking, smoking weed? In the end, you want to have peace, but it doesn't give you peace. It disrupts the peace. It's putting a band-aid on a big wound, but it's not healing the wound. The wound will be there after the band-aid fell off, and you will have to put another band-aid on it, and it keeps going on like that, and the wound is never healing until you really go deeper. So yeah, keep it like that. I hope you're doing fine. See you next time. Thanks for watching. I love you.